Welcome. We're out here today on the new Axopar 37. And this is what they call a cross cabin. We're, by the way, in Helsinki, Finland, which is special for us. We just had a dealer meeting the last 2 days, and we got a first glimpse of the new Axopar range, consisting of the Axopar 37 cross cabin, previously known as the 37 cabin. And now they have a spider, which is something like an open, like we had on the 28, or we currently still have on the 28. That is the spider, and there's a suntop. I hope to do a small preview on those also, but we're happy to be on the 37 cross cabin. So we're driving the boat out on this nice coastal area in between some islands. Beautiful day today. It's a bit chilly, but as usual, I'll take the engines down to neutral, and I'd like to take you to the bow of this Axopar 37 to go and have a quick walkthrough. What you immediately see is that I need to be careful because it's so cold that there's some ice, so the cameraman also needs to be careful. But what you immediately see in the bow area is that the bow area has changed completely. Previously, we used to have a big sun lounge here in this area, and you can see now that they have shortened that seating / sun lounge area. So this is a really comfortable place to sit, and as with the previous model, you can have another cushion here, really nicely done, with a nice table in between. But there's also an option where you can have an extended seat base here, so that you have a sun lounge in this area, which I tried yesterday, and I'm 1.92 m, but I can sit comfortably with my legs stretched, and I have plenty of room. So no worries about the new sun lounge. And they did that on purpose because they wanted to create more room in the forward cabin, which I think they really did properly. But also there's a new option now called gull wing doors, which are installed on this boat, but since we're short on time, I won't open them now, but I hope to show them on other boats. It is a really nice option, I think, and I think a lot of people will choose it. And that is because not only you can access the toilet area, which also is an option, but you can access the toilet quite easily from the starboard side, of course also from the port side, but you can access it quickly. But also the area inside here becomes somewhat like a flexible area where you can, when you leave the gull wing doors open, they're supported by gas struts, stainless steel. And if you leave them open, you have a nice sheltered area in one way, sheltered from the sun, maybe from the wind, maybe from the cold, but you're also connected to the outside. So I have had a bit of experience in the last couple of days with these gull wing doors, and I'm really thrilled about them. I think it's a really nice new thing for the water sports industry. And as usual, the ergonomics with an Axopar have always been good, but they have further improved the ergonomics on the new 37 range. There's slightly less levels in the floors, and small details such as the anchor well here. They have more or less changed the setup so that now the connection for the shore power is inside, which is so that it's better protected from water or other things, and you don't hit it here while walking in this area. So a good solution. Also, the way they fit the anchor has changed. The fill cap for the water they put here, so it's all sheltered, and it's nice and clean in this bow area. So I really like it. Of course, they still kept the Axopar logos engraved in the cleats and the non-skid on the full surface here, so that you can use it on a step-on, as a step-on here in the bow area. What you also have seen is this special wrap. It is a special for the Revolution, as the new introduction has been called, but it is available as an option on all the 37s, I understood. By the way, this is one of the very first 37s that was built. So we suggest you consider it a bit as a prototype, because there are some small things that need slightly further improvements. Going further back, another thing that they've changed, and which is particularly interesting for the Netherlands, is that the targa mast is no longer an option. And that is because they changed the way they set up the roof area. So as you can see, this boat doesn't have the targa mast. There's, as an option, there is a mast available, which is, so I've been told, foldable. I don't think it's foldable on this boat, but I think it will be on all the next boats. And you see the radar here. You only get the support when you have the radar option on the option list, if you choose that. But the targa mast isn't here, and that means that the boat is even as a lower height for bridges in the Netherlands. And you see this sort of gunnel here goes all the way around here, so the drainage of the water has been improved, so that it doesn't happen when you step on board and the boat slightly leans over, that the water pours onto you. So I think it's a really clean and nice solution, and I like the small details for which Axopar is well known. This small ledge here takes care of this canvas not rattling at high speeds, and also the water doesn't get in like it could perhaps if you wouldn't have this ledge. So nice small details again. There's Aztec on this boat. I do think that this is the new pattern for the Axopar 37. And while I walk backwards, I won't show all the details, because I think we'll be doing another review later on when we actually have a boat in the Netherlands. This is the area without the galley option and without the aft cabin. So now you have, when you don't choose the aft cabin, or if you don't choose the aft cabin I should say, then you have these two big hatches which open like this instead of like this on the previous model. I think it's easier to access these areas, which of course are huge, and you can put all kinds of stuff that you want to carry along right here. And again, the ergonomics have changed. It means that small corners like these have been rounded, like here. The swimming platforms are more or less integrated into the hull, with a really nice bumper list here on the side, which is a great solution, very practical, and it also matches the bumper on the side here. They have further increased the diameter of the ski pole, which of course is an option. The whole design has changed, so I think it does look more solid, which also is a further improvement. And as usual, you have the connections here for a lifeline, both sides. And of course the big hatches here, plenty of storage area. Mast, which I was told was foldable. Let me look. I do think this one is foldable also. And as I mentioned, the radar, which is an option, and you only get the support, the base, when you order the radar option. Going in, again, a nice sliding doors. There's a beautiful L-shaped sofa here with slightly different stitching, and what I like is that they've also stitched these panels and on that side, and also the inside of the doors. I'm not sure if you can see it on the like this, but this paneling gives it a more luxurious feel. And something which is very practical is that they have remote controls for the main switches. They are here, so that you don't have to go below in the forward cabin or any other place. When you step on board, you just press these and you have power throughout the boat and you just go. So it further enhances the ease of use. You get on the water more quickly. Before I go onto the bow area and the dashboard, let me do the dashboard latest when we've returned from the bow area. But if you don't choose the aft cabin, there's a big area here for storage. Quite big, where you can, of course, store stuff. And if you do choose the aft cabin, this is the way to access the aft cabin. And a big folding table in a nice dark wood. So you can sit, I think, 5 people. You can turn the seats again, which makes it a really nice, comfortable and cozy setup. Going to the bow area below, this boat has a setup which can be different depending on what you choose. I really like this setup because, as I mentioned, if you open up the gull wing doors, this is like an in/outside section, which makes it really nice. There's a lot of light here through these gull wing doors. There's a small porthole here. There's daylight coming in here, and there's nice courtesy lighting throughout this bow area. So there's a really nice atmosphere here. I like the practical details, like the step here. This you can fold up when you want to use this space during the night for sleeping. The toilet is below here, nicely sheltered and taken out of sight, so you don't see it. But as you can see, you can sit many people here, nicely, comfortably sheltered from the elements. So a really nice feel to this bow area. Now, a new thing for the Axopar 37 for 2020 is that you can have, as an option, a shower area, which means that you have an enclosed area which is here more or less. And that is a new thing for the Axopar 37. I have seen it on other boats. I hope to be able to show it to you in other videos, but it is a really nice option. There's a small cabinet here with, of course, a wash basin. There's a small area for storage. They're looking at other options, so that you change this into another cabinet for further storage areas. But as I said, this is a really nice cabin area. And also the bow area has these side places where you can store mobile phones or other small stuff. But it's quite wide, so you can even put some clothes there when you take this boat out for a weekend or longer. There's another nice lighting detail here. There's good lighting here. And this is where they put the fuse panel area, which is a nice location in this particular boat. I think they're still looking at where to put it when you do choose the shower option. But it's accessible easily, and also it was previously here, so it was kind of difficult to read what switch was on or off. But now this is a further enhancement. So let me get back to the dashboard. Let me quickly look around if everything's still okay. No, we're fine. Beautiful weather, as I mentioned, outside in the Helsinki area. Okay, engines are still running. We have tried this boat in the last couple of days. It's really impressive. It was already a really good hull, but what they did is they further improved it, and they really, well, improved the handling of the boat. Cornering the boat, I mean, it feels like it has a lot of grip, and also some small things have changed which give further advantages. For example, the height of the floor has been elevated by, I think, even 8 centimeters, and the shape of the hull has been changed so that it even goes to plane in a more neutral way, which I'll show you in a moment. And yeah, I really like it, and I suggest, if you have a chance in the next couple of months to try one at a dealership, please do. We were just told to get back, so I'm turning the boat around, heading back to the marina, because there's other people wanting to try this boat. I'm taking her up to plane. This one has the two twin V8 300s. We're doing slightly over 3,000 knots now, RPM, and we're going, well, 16, 17 knots. It's really nice and quiet also. This is so impressive with this boat that you can have a really high cruising speed. I tried a boat, which is a Brabus Marine boat, by the way, a Spider, with twin 450s even. And we were doing 43 knots, which is cruising speed. And it felt like we were doing 25 knots or even 20 knots on another boat. Now we're doing 4,000 RPM, 30 knots, a really nice cruising speed. Let me do some cornering. It just feels so impressive. And this is truly fantastic. A really, really great boat. I pick up the speed even further. It is. Have to be careful. It's handling like a charm. I mean, this is. I hardly ever have driven nicer boats. It's truly fantastic. Top speed 40 knots, 43. We don't have enough. It's 46, 47, but I don't have enough area here. So while we're driving back into the marina to pick up the other boats, a good thing about this new dashboard is that it's gotten cleaner, which I particularly like, and you'll see that this has twin Simrad displays, which is a good thing because the separate vessel view display for the engines is no longer needed because there's a perfect integration together with Simrad instruments, so you can read engine data and see the plotter image at the same time on a very nice and clean dashboard. Another really nice thing is that as an option you can even have a glass display, which is a truly fantastic setup, where this is made in a way that the screens are more or less mounted in a flush way behind a glass screen. A really nice and clean look. Again, the dashboard has changed, all this has changed. It just looks more fancy but a lot cleaner, and yeah, I particularly like it. With that, I'd like to wrap it up. Before I do, of course, the ceiling can be opened again electrically, like on this boat. We do have the outside cover on at the moment because it's around 0 degrees. But of course they kept that, which is a really good thing with the cross cabin, and that, by the way, also is the reason why they named this a cross cabin, because it's considered as a crossover which is suitable for many different types of use. So I hope you like this review. I hope you like the boat. I hope to be doing more on the new Axopar 37 range. For now, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time.